We are baking Christmas cookies today with Cox Eastes from Kroger, and we've got one we're going to make, but then two others that you could use as an idea for Christmas gifts. Always love it when you are here with us today.
Well, thank you. I think these are some good recipes people will enjoy, either giving as gifts or serving at their parties during the holidays. Okay, I'm going to start. I've got 1 stick of butter in here, softened. I want you to add a cup of sugar for it.
All right.
This is a relatively simple recipe. This is my mother's favorite Christmas recipe that she used to have, and I like to make it because I can put them into rolls and wrap them in freezer wrap, and then just pull them out and slice and bake. That's the appeal of this. Okay, add me an egg.
An egg, all right. So is this kind of the base for a sugar cookie?
It's a base for like a shortbread type cookie.
Shortbread, okay. All right.
And if you'll put a little bacon powder and salt, and then we'll go for our flour. 1 3/4 cup of flour.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep stirring here. I do this most of the time at home with a little hand mixer. So now the other ingredients that we're going to add here, you can put me just a little bit of vanilla in here.
All right.
About a teaspoon.
About a teaspoon. I'll let you say when we got a teaspoon.
Okay.
All right.
And then the other ingredients that make it special and Christmassy with the red and green are like 1/4 pound of green cherries, 1/4 pound of red cherries, and these are the candied glacé fruit. If you'll put those in here, I'll stir them in. And if you don't like these, you could leave them out and just put nuts in there, toasted pecans. Or you could also put like dried cranberries or dried cherries in here if you wanted a flavor if you don't like the candied fruit. But I know people have a bad idea about the candied fruit because they may not like fruitcakes or whatever, but these really are delicious, and it's really funny where I've taken these, people taste them and then they decide they really do like them. So if you can add my nuts next.
Alrighty.
There we go. So you can see it's a pretty simple recipe if I can assemble it here in front of the camera. And I'm going to take part of this dough out and show how we just put it into a roll in wax paper. About I usually make 2 rolls out of this batch. Okay.
It looks good there.
I'm going to shape it with my wax paper. That way you don't have to get your hands on it. And you kind of press it out into a roll and shape it. And then what I do is wrap that in freezer wrap like aluminum foil, and then you freeze it so that when you take it out and you're ready to bake, you can use both rolls or just part of one. And you just slice it, put it on a baking sheet, ungreased baking sheet, and bake it at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. Now, I like to bake mine so they're a little soft. So if you like them crisper, bake them more like 10 to 12 minutes. But I like 8 to 10 minutes.
Now, does the time on that change? Let's say we've just made this dough and we're going to pop them into the oven versus pulling it out of the freezer.
You really do need to chill this dough.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's soft. So if I would suggest putting it in the freezer at least for a couple of hours before you use it, because that firms it up and everything. Because see, you can see it's pretty soft batter. So I'm afraid the butter would make it spread real quickly.
I got you.
So,
all right.
So that's the ease of this
recipe. So you've got
recipe.
that one there, and that's the one we've made, but you've got a couple of other items
I
here.
do. This is a cashew snowball, and it's got crushed up cashews. And I bought the can that had the pieces, and then I put it in the food processor, so it was cheaper than buying the whole cashews or the cashew halves, and just rolled it in confectioner's sugar. It's a very rich cookie, but it's very delicious. And then the other
just don't wear black when you're eating the cookie, all right?
it'll flake off on you. Then the other recipe is a lemon glazed coconut squares, and it's got like a brown sugar crust with butter, and then I've got a filling with some eggs and brown sugar and coconut and nuts, and then I put a lemon glaze on top with confectioner's sugar and a little bit of lemon juice.
Mom's favorite, Dad's favorite, your husband's favorite.
Yes, and he's tested them all, and he approves of them all. So
well,
it's
as always, thank you very much, and
My
Merry
pleasure.
Christmas
Merry
to you.
Christmas to you too.
All right, you will get all 3 of these recipes when you look for recipe number 5281 online right now in the Talk of the Town section at newschannel5.com. Right now, let's head over to Merrill.